Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to walk through the problems on quiz 4.1 and give you some hints and tell you where to look at in the book as you move through the quiz. So I'm already in the quiz in Canvas. Question 1 is very similar to question 2 in your workbook. So you want to use this question right here, number 2, as your guide to answer this question on the quiz. Question 2 is the same. So on 1 and 2, you are going to want to use number 2 in your notebook. So remember, on these ones, the biggest key is that you have to factor that X out first. On number 3, you did one very similar to this in the notebook. It had a bunch of solutions. It was this guy right here. And the solution to that in my notebook is here. So we had 6x to the 5th, and we did get 5 zeros, but we had a bunch of duplicates for the solution of 0. So to solve number 3 on your quiz, use this number as your guide. And before I forget, remember, you can use Desmos to go through and on this, but like on that last problem, I'm not sure if there's any imaginary ones. Like, you may have problems that have imaginary solutions. So if you use Desmos and you forget that there's imaginary solutions, you may not be able to get them all. So just be careful if you're just using Desmos to answer these questions. Oh, sorry, I gotta make myself little. Okay, question 5. Question 5 is the question that I had you write in during the notes. So in the notes, I had you write in a new problem that was an x to the 4th, and we ended up getting 2 imaginary solutions. So questions 5 and 6 are both very similar to this. So spoiler alert, you are going to have imaginary roots. So you can't just use Desmos on number 5 and number 6. You have to have some idea about what those imaginary roots are going to be. Question 7 is similar to question 3 in our workbook. So that's this question here. You're going to have to subtract over that term so that your equation is equal to 0. So here you need to subtract over this negative 18x to the 3rd so that you can solve this. I'm looking at this one and trying to figure out how you would solve it. Okay, next one. So 8, 9, and 10, you are going to follow the book. I'm making this video before I've taught this part of the lesson, so just make sure that on the last 3, you follow your notes here, and I do believe using box method will help you the most to organize your terms and make sure that you get those right. When you get to question 9, you just fill in the number here. So if this is a 26, you fill in the number that goes with x squared. You fill in the number that goes here. And same thing on this one. Remember, when you go to type in your number, if it's 4x squared, you want to type it in like that. If it's putting this 2 as an exponent, it's because your keyboard is on Spanish and you need to change it back to English. So I think that that's all of the hints for this lesson. If you're working on this in class, remember, you can always just raise your hand and ask me to come over and help you. Okay, see you guys.